So I'm here at Boots and Hearts at the Abrams.
Yeah! Hey guys, how are you? Good to see you. You can't answer me. I don't know why I asked the question.
Yeah, you know, they could type things in.
You know, I love those old TV shows where it's like, especially kids shows, where they'd ask a question and they'd stand there and wait really awkwardly, as if the kids answer, they're like, oh yes, yeah, absolutely, yeah. So that's kind of what I just did.
I like it. Did you stare creepily into the camera for everybody?
Like, give it a 5-second pause. Anyway.
Perfect. So you guys had a big day today.
Yeah,
you guys played 2 shows for Boots and Hearts, and you released a brand new song, The Good Old Days.
Big day, yeah. For sure.
Yeah, want to tell us about how that feels? You guys are winding down, doing interviews and stuff?
Well, this is, we were talking about it before, but about our 4th time playing at this festival, right, John?
Yeah,
and fortunately, we felt like it has grown over the years, and people have really been having a good time coming down to the shows.
Across the field where the creek turns back by the old stone road, and I'm gonna take you to a special place that nobody knows. Baby, get ready. Oh, get ready. Sing. You and me go crazy in the dark. I know dancing down the sky. Groove and screw.
We were on pretty early today, but and we thought maybe after the opening night last night, people might be sleeping in a little bit later. But they came in, and we played the new song "Good Old Days." And how was that, John? It was really fun. Eh?
You know, I think the great thing about this new single, Good Old Days, it really captures the live energy we have on stage. So what you hear on stage is really a lot like the recording, and that's one thing that we really wanted to do, because James and I, we've been on the road 18 years together. We were 9 and 11 years old when we started touring, and we have a lot of that history to draw from, and so you know, whenever we go in the studio now, we're conscious about trying to say, okay, we want to give our fans that feeling that they get in live shows. So that's really what we felt today. We're feeling with the new song. The reaction we're getting online for the new song today is amazing. It's a big day for us. We're really excited.
That's amazing. Yeah, you guys' chemistry on stage really shows. Like the fact you guys were playing.
Thank you.
Yeah, no.
Well,
there's so much
our
energy
band
going.
too. We've been playing with the band for quite a while, and that's always an important thing for us. And to highlight those guys that are playing, and
They're so great.
they're all very talented guys. You know, all educated very highly. You know, in Toronto, and they play incredibly. So we always like to highlight the band. We feel like over the years, the few years that we played with them, the chemistry with everybody has really come a long way. So we appreciate that. Thank you.
That's amazing. Yeah, and I heard you guys put a lot of work into your last album, and you guys were kind of trying to capture that.
I'm glad you felt that when you heard it. Yeah. Either that's a good thing, like, wow, it sounded like you guys had to work hard, you know, or it's like, wow, you worked hard. No, we definitely did. We took time to really let it marinate, as I like to say. We spent a lot of time writing in Nashville, some really great writers on the songs all across the record. But these last two, Sounds Good to Me and Good Old Days, that dropped today, they're both from the same camp of writers that we work with, a really great team of writers around Keith Stegall. So he's a great producer in Nashville who produced all the Alan Jackson records, you know, all the big Zac Brown records, and many other artists. So
he wrote a lot of those big songs.
And he wrote, like, you know, he wrote 5 O'Clock Summer. Like, there's a really great team of people there, and so we worked with them. And I think the great thing about that was, you know, it really brought out some great things James and I have always wanted to say. And we wrote a bunch with our Ole Anthem crew down there as well, with our publishing company. And you know what? It's been a great opportunity for James and I to get to kind of inject a lot of our own story into this record. There's a lot of biographical content here. That, you know, a lot of story to tell. So we're excited about it. We had some good experiences making the record, and with the producers too. So Matt Rovey and Jeff Del Zio.
I actually hated the producers.
Where do we go from there, right?
Right on.
Okay, so what do you guys have planned for the rest of Boots and Hearts? You sticking around with the other artists?
Yeah,
we're
we're
hanging
very
around.
excited for Maren Morris and Cole Swindell tonight, and we always hang around and just to see how much work goes into these sort of big stage shows that come on down here. They have the best of the best coming in here and putting on amazing shows. We've seen crazy pyrotechnics a couple years ago.
Right.
We've seen all kinds of stuff. So it's a really great event to hang out at and just to meet as many country fans as we can. We love, and John, we're always reminded of this when we come here, but how great Ontario country fans are. It's really one of the big things that got us into country, because we saw how passionate people were about the music and how they would sing along with all these different artists and research, before they even go to these shows, research and know some of the songs. It really blew us away, didn't it?
And like they were always there. The country fans were always there, and Ontario has always been a great center for country music. Some great country artists, obviously, if you've met in Ontario. But I really feel like country has boomed over the last 10 years. I can tell you, 10 years ago, James and I playing country and bluegrass festivals, it feels like more and more people are coming out of the woods on this stuff. And so it's really cool to see, across many generations, people celebrating this music. And it's encouraging for us to know that we'll have a way to retire. Hopefully.
There you go. And you guys are fourth generational musicians. So you guys are definitely mixing modern music with the older kind of style of stuff. Can you tell us about where you're finding that in between and where you guys kind of find the sweet spot in between those two things?
A big part of it is that we can't really shake it. Like those old, like growing up and playing with our family and the things that they instilled in us musically, and the style of harmonies, and a lot of those elements are things that is really the way we know how to make music. And so a lot of that part of it, meshing the older styles, is not necessarily the hard part. We've always found that trying to make ourselves have some more current sounds to it and is probably the thing that's more difficult for us.
I think the cool thing is with this record, I don't know, it just feels like we really hit a sweet spot finally on it. And a real acknowledgement of where we've been, but it's totally fresh territory for us. And so this record definitely captures that. But James is right. It's always about the song for us. It's always about coming down. Let me put it this way. Our litmus test for having a good song is if you can play it and sing it with just a fiddle and a guitar, James and I as a duo, and it still translates to fans and they still connect with it and they still go, I identify with that song, I'm excited by that song, then you got something good.
We try to grow from there.
We try and
so the roots
no smoke and mirrors
elements,
kind of thing.
The roots elements and those traditional things are at the root of what we do, and then on top of that we layer some of the more current sounds and stuff. So that's how it goes for us.
Awesome. Okay, I'll get a couple more questions for you guys.
Yeah, we're really digging it with you.
We appreciate it.
Good question.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go a little bit back on this one. You guys were the first Canadian band to play at the Grand Ole Opry.
Yeah, we were the youngest Canadians at one
Youngest
time.
Canadian band. So
Yeah,
I
we
got
were
first.
we weren't the
youngest
first.
Canadian.
12 a lot of
bands.
Canadians.
Yes, 12.
You guys said it was good, and then I tripped over my words.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Yeah, no, I got John.
Yeah, can you tell us about that one?
James is 12 and I was 15. Although James, always would give me an edge to say, well, I was actually the youngest.
Yeah, I was the youngest.
But no, I think Lennon and Maisie took the crown from us. But we had it for like a good 10 years. But to be honest with you, just getting a chance to play on that stage, little Jimmy Dickens, he brought us on stage, welcomed us up there. We were playing with Brad Paisley that night, sort of around the time that his career was really blowing up. And it was a pretty special moment. We'll never forget that. I can't believe it feels like yesterday, but I was 15 years old.
Yeah.
And it's a very special memory, and it gave us that moment where James and I looked at each other and said, okay, we can do this. We can make this a career. And that was a nice lift, for sure.
Yeah, it was definitely, it felt, even though we were younger, we knew the gravity of it.
Yeah.
And we made sure there's a little circle in the center of the stage that was from actually the original Opry, the Ryman Auditorium in downtown Nashville. That many that go to Nashville, you'll actually see it very close to Broadway, where there's the bars, the iconic bars. But they took the circle from the middle of that stage and moved it to this newer Opry, and we made sure to put our foot inside that and sort of just feel that energy.
Because that's where like Patsy Cline stood, Bill Monroe, and Johnny Cash before he got kicked off the Opry. All those stories. It's all in this
the iconic middle finger picture.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, what happened in that circle.
Amazing. Cool. Okay, and yeah, you guys have come a long way since then. Obviously, it's amazing what you guys have accomplished. Do you have any advice for other young musicians who are looking to take the same journey and get to where you guys are now?
Yeah, you know what? I think I heard on a podcast recently. It was between Dax Shepard. He's got a really great podcast, and he was interviewing Will Ferrell, and Will Ferrell said it really well because his dad was a musician as well. I discovered that from his podcast, and I think I'd say the same thing. You know, if you like failing at this more than you like succeeding at other things, then you know you're passionate about it. And I think the great thing is this music industry, when we're talking about the business side, it will disappoint you many times. But if you have a passion for it, if you have a love of music, and you're doing it for the right reasons, that stuff kind of just melts away, and you just forge ahead. And I think that's where James and I are at. We're thankfully on Warner Music Canada now. They're an incredible team. We can actually rest easy knowing this is the farthest we've ever been in our career. This is the biggest we've ever been in our career, and it really makes us feel great. But it was a long road. It has been a long road, and I think it was a well-earned road though, because we've got a lot to say. We've got a lot of, as we were saying, history to draw on, and we just love doing it together. Honestly, that's the heart of what we do.
Yeah, I would say just to collaborate with other people as much as possible. And music, in a lot of ways, and art in general, is very personal in a lot of ways, and so it's easy to, and it's good to, but it's also easy just to end up doing a very isolated route. And so collaborating with people really makes it worthwhile in so many ways, and is very helpful in terms of growing what you're looking to do. Collaborating in all sorts of ways.
We always say to kids,
with producers or other songwriters or just other artists playing, some sort of show together or whatever. I mean, all that stuff is really inspiring, and it's really important to growing things.
We always say to kids who are starting to play an instrument, make sure you go out and you play with other people and for other people, and you'll always be incentivized to want to continue to get better.
Yep. Beautifully put. Okay, that's all I got
Thank
for you
you.
guys.
Thanks,
They got the brand new track. Check that out. Thank you guys so much for the
Thank
interview.
you.
Right on. Thanks so much.
Baby,